I'm sure you've all heard the stories by now. The tale whispering across the waves. And the tales are true. We've got an epic Sea of Thieves Pirates of the Caribbean crossover. So let's jump into the trailer, do a full analysis, and maybe a little speculation. Let's get into it. So our opening scene is a couple ships, and we see what looks like to be 2 new cosmetic sets. And the next thing that's immediately clear is this big island front and center. It looks very similar to the Arena Tavern island, and based on the stars you can see in the top left corner, leads me to believe that this takes place in the overworld. So it looks like a new point of interest, and maybe where we start our story with Jack. I don't know, we'll see. Next we come to an outpost, and behind the dock and in front of the rock is a small building with 2 lights. Now if you've been playing the last few updates, you'll know that on the outpost has been some changes. Some rocks and sand has been shifted around, and here recently we've had a lot of shipwreck parts that have been constructed almost to look like somebody's getting ready to build something. And I think in this next scene we'll see what that something is. And then we get our first introduction into what I assume is our quote unquote Calypso character. And you can notice a few things in the background. A ship that resembles one of the items from Dark Relics. Looks like a barnacle hat. Maybe is that Captain Jack's skull? And then 2 books. So reading some of the early notes for the release of this update, we know that we're moving into 5 Tall Tales. So this looks like the spot where we're going to kick the whole thing off.
The horizon. A new danger is coming on the top.
And then the next thing we come to is a shipwreck. Now I'm not exactly sure what ship this is, but for some reason it's chained to the bottom of the ocean.
And the one who might stop this ruin, trapped for all forever in the Sea of the Damned.
Okay, this I'm really excited about because this island looks like it takes place in the Sea of the Damned. So it looks like those of us who have always wanted to sail in the Sea of the Damned are going to finally get our chance.
Now to save the pirate life, you must start by saving the life of one.
Okay. If we look on the right hand side, we can see a lantern sconce on the wall, which is from the ferry. And these red candles are also only on the ferry. So either this is taking place on the Ferry of the Damned or on a different ghost ship in the Sea of the Damned. And here we get the iconic scene from the first Pirates movie.
Didn't realize we had company.
And our introduction to Captain Jack.
Captain Jack Sparrow. But I suspect you already knew that.
Because of the treasure Jack stole, a darkness followed him here.
Okay, did you hear that? Because of a treasure Jack stole, a darkness followed him to Sea of Thieves. And this quick cutscene right here looks like the portal that we're going to use to take our ship from the overworld into the Sea of the Damned.
And if it's not stopped, this world will sink into shadow.
This sea holds many.
All right. And then we get this cutscene, which looks like Calypso's hut from the movies. And I can't tell if this takes place in the Sea of the Damned or if this takes place in a new swamp biome. I doubt we got a new area, but I do love the way this looks. Okay, I'm not sure who this is,
A new body at last.
but we have pirates reanimating skeletons.
Show you the way.
From what I hear of this so-called Sea of Thieves, it's nothing but curse.
Okay, this part I'm excited about. New things to fight. Looks like we got a dude with a clam head, some kind of half mermaid, half ocean reef, and this crab guy on the left. I've been wanting new mobs to fight for a while, and I absolutely love the way these look.
Bloodthirsty mermaids.
And then we get our first look at hostile mermaids. So we have new underwater reef creatures to fight, and also hostile mermaids.
A legion of dead.
And then this part. And then this part. This is the part that I'm really excited about. This looks like a full-on town in the Sea of the Damned. I'm not sure how big the town is, but I'm really excited to go and explore it. And then we have our next mob, which looks like it takes place again in the Sea of the Damned. But these guys look like Spectral Ghosts. So I wonder how fighting these guys is going to work, whether we have to have some kind of special lantern or if they're going to be able to deal damage to us, but we're not going to be able to deal damage to them. I don't know, we'll find out.
Ah, yes. And now, one Davey Jones.
And here we go. Not only are we getting Jack Sparrow, but we're getting Davey Jones himself, and it looks like it's going to set up to be an epic fight.
Well, I believe that now is the perfect time to use these cannons.
These cannons. These cannons are from the Ferry of the Damned, and the other ship is Davey Jones' ship. So it looks like we're setting up to have an epic fight. Ferryman versus ferryman.
A world without the eternal.
So it looks like the reef creatures are going to be able to come out of the sand as well as come out of the water. So now we have a mob that is sea-based and land-based. Now I don't know if these are only for the tall tale portion or if these are going to be regular mobs in the overworld environment.
Best is a world that refuses to face the truth. Nothing lasts forever.
And we get our first look at a giant mermaid statue. Now whether or not this is a random world event or something that's player activated, we'll have to find out.
Forever. Destroy them!
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Davey Jones' ship uses an anchor drop to call the Kraken. Is that what this is? Could we be leading up to a ferryman versus ferryman and a fight with the old mother in the Sea of the Damned? Question mark? Let's keep watching. Okay. This coral reef trident looking thing looks like it's going to be a new weapon, maybe to help take out some of the bigger bosses. But if there's a way to get that trident into regular ship versus ship gameplay, things are going to get ridiculous. So before we move on, look right past the pirates and you'll see a mermaid statue in the background that has yellow eyes. This is the first mermaid statue that I've seen with yellow eyes. I don't know if this is going to be some kind of tall tale checkpoint or if we're getting a new type of mermaid gem. God, the scenery
I don't
is beautiful.
suppose, by chance, there's a second one of those?
Okay, right here we have Davey Jones' ship leading a fleet of ghost ships, but I've never seen these ships before. This is a whole new ship type. Oh, let's get a better shot. So we have 3 masts, a new design for the bow, no cannons top deck. The captain's quarter takes up half the ship, and 7 cannons on the mid deck. And I don't know if this will only be available for this specific tall tale or just limited to these ghost ships. But I would love the chance to have different variants on the different ships to give us different layouts and maybe change gameplay a little bit. And that might be what we're seeing right here. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been this excited since launch. Even if it is just a set of tall tales and takes place in more of a campaign setting instead of an open world setting, I am still 100% down for that. And if it is like that, the PvE community is going to be really excited, and I think this is going to bring a lot of fresh players to the game. Let me know what you're most excited about down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button. Take it easy. See you guys next time.